Pleasant good evening to each and every one of you in Georgetown, Guyana, friends all, and the diaspora. Before I continue, I would like you all to subscribe to this channel, press the bell so you'll get the next updated video. Friends, where I sit here today, I wish, and you all might say I'm wrong, I wish if a disaster can hit Guyana, wipe the disease them out. The wicked, treacherous bastards them. The thief, corrupt judges, magistrate, police, and parliamentarian and priests, all who are wicked to people. Because many Guyanese are living abroad, are suffering because of the decision these corrupt bastards them have created for the country. I look at a video with an Indian woman who made a visit to Guyana and returned back to her destination. And the things what she say and how she say it is very remarkable. And I'm going to let the cameraman play it for you to hear. Coming from an Indian woman. It is very shameful and embarrassment to understand since 1966 to now, we can't find a leader with vision, one who could develop Guyana. Like the woman said, I want to make the city beautiful, but what about the outskirts, the streets? And she explained what she see, but what the woman got to understand, Guyana had never had a leader. They were all thieves, corrupt, lie to the people. They lie, they use the people. They put them against each other to fight one another because of race. And then they had the opportunity to do what they want to do. Today, I am fed up. I can only call on God or Bhagwan or Allah, whoever He is, to answer my prayer. Because there are so many good people amongst them, but they can't get to go forward unless they take side. Imagine, election commissioner would tell you whose side you must take and threaten you that you can't run for election in a country with great-grandchildren of slaves and cheap labor who said they arrived, emancipated and arrive. What a shame. Now we hear Abi got oil, Abi got gold, Abi got timber, Abi got this, Abi got that, Abi ain't got one shit but the sins upon our table. But the good Guyanese between all the race must come together quick. And the indigenous people must play one of the greatest roles in Guyana development and the progressiveness of the country. But if we can play black and Indian problem, the country can never go forward. And while all these ministers and family and friends getting rich, and they're killing the voice like Walter Rodney, Father Dark, and many more, because soon something go wrong, you, the young, ignorant black people, quick to start burning, firing, beating and locking up, beating innocent people. But I'm going to tell you all something. Not everybody going to sit down and take it anymore. We all have to die one day. You hear? In many cases, these corrupt politicians run out the country and want to live in other country. Now when I heard what that woman said, it is totally unfair. The PPP government, yes, I will say many of them are corrupt, but you can't blame all of them. It's family, friends, and associates. And if anybody take the Indian for land, blocking progress by putting up a fence, say they buy the dam, and egress and egress dam, where we've been using for over 40 years with other people, and until this day, the APNU government, now the PPP government look into it. And you're talking about development. Huh? Where is Britain? Take the bloody country back or let America do it. Because you have given to the wrong people as independent. They collect stolen property. And therefore, if I was a pure Indian, I would have been ashamed to say, I arrived and I got a country and call it my country when I'm denying the rights of my birth. Or if I was a pure black, I would have said the same thing. Friends, who are the real Guyanese? I don't hear the Portuguese talk about that, or the Chinese, or the mixed race. But education means a lot. So therefore the government should invest in hospital and education. And as the woman say, build the roads and make your laws. Give justice, Mr. Ali. Look into it. Some of them, you might kill people, family today, but where are you all going? Canada, America, England? Plane can get there. People know people. Nobody gonna escape it this time. Everybody would like to have justice. And if you elect government and you cannot get it, then only one way. You have to come together and demand it in peaceful demonstration. And if the government do like what is happening in India and some part of Africa, then the international community will have to come in. We are seeing what happening all over, where you all putting all this money that it's alleged you all are thieving. What you all doing with it? You all is satisfied? Everybody calling everybody a thief. But until now, nobody caught anybody and locked them up yet. So words is easy, my friend. I am embarrassed and ashamed to born in a country like Guyana, where two races is holding back their progress. The African descendant and the Indian descendant. Those two races are holding it back. So I call upon you, the Guyanese people, to wake up. Every family could be a millionaire. A piece of land. 75,000 to 50,000 US to build a dream house and make your law. Every child must be in school. And I believe that if you kill somebody, you must be tried. But it must be a fair trial because you might be defending your family or yourself. Okay? I call upon you, Mr. Ali. Look into the case of the young Amerindian black brother that is in jail. He born with a disease that he cannot speak good and analyze things quick. His name is Moses Highlander, I think it is. He's in jail for murder. Where's the two Indians? They didn't get charged. Come on now. I will ask the cameraman to put on what the Indian sister said that went back out of the country. Thank you.
Okay guys, so my trip to Guyana has come to an end, but I want to address a few things before I leave. And this is for the government of Guyana. The East Bank is a fucking eyesore. The roads, everything up that way just look old, beat up, run down. A tourist coming into this country, that's an absolute motherfucking disappointment. Fix it. The next thing, there's no cops on the road this morning when I was heading up to the East Bank. Y'all don't want to see what the fuck these sand trucks doing on the road. I hold on for dear life and just pray that I got to the airport alive, because I don't know who's monitoring these things. Apparently no motherfucking body. It's scary. There's hardly any lights on these roads. The roads in itself is fucked up. So y'all need to do better when it comes to these back. I know y'all want to nicen up the city, but y'all can't just focus on the motherfucking city and not deal with the outskirts. Like from the airport leading down, it's supposed to be beautiful. It's a fucking eyesore. It's like a horror show. Secondly, and like I said, this is to the government of Guyana. How the motherfuck poor people surviving in that country? How? Please tell me how with their salaries. Let me ask Barrett and Irfan. Y'all collect 60,000 a month and go in a supermarket. Please pay your rent with that. Do all these things. And tell me if you think it's workable. It's not. Like, I was shocked at some of the prices. Matter of fact, not some of the prices, all the motherfucking prices. I don't know how poor people are surviving, how people are raised. Like, it's just shocking to see the prices for stuff. The salaries doesn't even matter. Now I see why everybody running the motherfucker out of Guyana. I mean, poor people running from there. There's no proper future for them there. As much as y'all would like to think, oh, we got oil, guess who benefited from the fucking oil? Them rich motherfuckers. Poor people ain't got shit to collect from that fucking oil. You understand?
Yes, fellow Guyanese. As I said again, I'm very upset. Some of the things that the sister spoke about, I quite agree. The cost of living. For 60,000 Guyana dollars a month, as she says. How can people survive? But all your politicians are eating and drinking lavishly, going around in fancy vehicle, and y'all become the slaves. I think they should start to put chain on your ankle and got some people with whip to beat y'all ass, guy, y'all stupid. Y'all could make life in Grenada, Trinidad, Dominica, St. Lucia, Antigua. That only depends on population of tourists. But in Guyana, with all these resources, y'all can't make life. You know why? Because y'all are divided because of your corrupt politician. Speak with one voice. Forget Africa and India, where your ancestor came from, and think where you were born. Every one of you, I'm saying it here today. Today, in the Ramadan month, I can assure you with a National Front government, we will ensure that you will get a piece of land of 50 to 75,000 US to build your dream house. But there will be no peeling fence. It must be a step for the international community to admire and live and enjoy your children and grandchildren and stop this blasted racial discrimination what him put in y'all no way. Is any one of the politicians open up the door and welcome y'all for Christmas, New Year's, or take your sick dying mother to stay in their room? But they mind dogs, birds, like some of these so-called priests who go talking about heaven. My friends, I want a Guyana when you and I can call ourselves Guyanese and represent each other. And when we go abroad, we make our country proud by not robbing people, lying to them, raping people, or we will be considered a nation of thieves and rapists. That's what y'all want? A lot of you talk about God. You talk about this, you talk about that, but y'all are wasting time. So I call upon you, the two major races, unite quick. Hold your politicians them responsible. And for every judge and magistrate that lock up innocent people because of your religion or party policy, or you're a racist, or some businessman bribe you to lock up innocent people, all those cases shall and will be reopened. And shall help me God, I swear here today, y'all would not like the consequences. Because you don't keep disease around, Ali. Okay? I believe if a man rape, give him a fair trial. Because a woman could be lying on him. I believe if a man thief, is no excuse. Since you link him with Saudi Arabia, take his hand off. A man told me today, by Korea, if the law come into focus, we got pure parliamentarian, we got hands at all. I said, why you say that? He said, Korea, stop your bullshit. You know they're all thieves. Friends, I'm not saying y'all are thieves. But something not right. Everybody got a hand in the cookie jar. Friends and family. Y'all ain't tired, y'all cuss the white man, but y'all are slave to black man and coolie man. Is it not a shame? I call upon you, the people of Guyana, to stand up in one voice. I call upon the government to train the police them properly. If a policeman shoot a young man wrongfully, he or she must be in prison for life. Like I heard, a police officer was walking down by the big market a while ago with his wife, had a beautiful gold chain, and the young black boy snatched it and he shot the kid, and nothing come out of it. How do we know that was the right kid? He shot in a crowded market and he didn't shot the wrong one. Come on now. That police officer need to be off the bench from the job. And the other two that I heard beat up a man and put bags all over his face. Ladies and gentlemen, if our nation leaders cannot come together, then I call upon the U.S. Embassy, Miss Lynch, the Canadian, the British, and the UN to step in and start human rights violation. And any minister that break the law must be sentenced according to the Constitution. And the Constitution must change that no man is above the law, but every citizen of Guyana must be given the same equal rights. And anyone talk race and religion must be given a warning. And if it happen again, send them to the country that believe in that and save Guyana. And open up the door to the less fortunate around the world. Y'all want to go to heaven, and y'all cannot allow human that God make to come and live in Guyana. But every part of the world, you Indian and black people are there, and y'all F up Guyana. Today y'all got oil. Give Brazil 2 oil blocks to help them because they were there with us when Venezuela tried to invade us. Come on, Ali. Leave Dubai and Saudi Arabia alone. Wake up, for God's sake. And no religion is better than another. We all serve God. And close down all the voodoo shop. Close it down. And keep a close eye on these priests. And again, Ali, I'm going to warn you one more time, brother. You are doing better than all of them. Be careful with your cook in your house. Let your wife and mother cook your food. Don't eat and drink with nobody. Be careful with your outriders and your driver. Indira Gandhi was killed by her bodyguard. Rajiv Gandhi was killed with a woman put a whole set of them thing wrong, go to put a whole set of thing wrong him. Whatever you all call it, with them flowers, and blew him to pieces. And Mahatma Gandhi was killed by a man named Naturam. And many African leaders was killed by their own friends and politicians. Be careful, my brother. You have my support once you're doing good, but if you take side, may Allah Ta'ala make the final decision. Okay? But we want justice. Everyone who fight for land don't belong to them, give a fair trial. And if it proves that they were trying to rob somebody, take what they got and give it to the people and execute their ass. Have a good day. And may God be with all of you. And I am your host, George Correa. Thank you.